Just minutes ago, shockwaves spread across the Middle East. A swarm of drones pierced the night sky over western Iraq. Explosions ripped through a fortified American military installation. Smoke billows into the desert air. Sirens wail. The Pentagon is on high alert. And right now, no one knows if this is the opening shot of a wider war or the spark that ignites an entire region. What happened in those critical minutes? Who launched the attack? And why does a single strike threaten to redraw the map of global power? At approximately 020 hours local time, a coordinated drone assault targeted Al Asad airbase, one of the largest U.S. military footholds in Iraq. Multiple unmanned aerial vehicles, believed to be explosive-laden Shay-type drones, evaded radar detection and struck critical infrastructure. Initial reports confirm at least 3 direct hits: a fuel depot, a communications hub, and a perimeter defense position. Emergency response teams scrambled. Fire suppression systems activated. Casualty assessments are ongoing, but what we do know is this: the attack was precise. It was planned, and it was meant to send a message. Al Asad isn't just any base. It's a nerve center, home to over 3,000 American troops. It serves as a launchpad for counterterrorism operations across Iraq and Syria. It houses advanced surveillance equipment, drone squadrons, and rapid response special forces. Strategically positioned in Anbar province, it controls access to key supply routes between Baghdad, Damascus, and the Iranian border. If Al Asad falls or even falters, the entire U.S. military posture in the region becomes vulnerable. This isn't just about one base. It's about dominance, about deterrence, about who holds the leash on power in the world's most volatile corridor. Here's how it likely unfolded. Under cover of darkness, launch teams positioned mobile drone systems in remote desert terrain. Using GPS spoofing and low-altitude flight paths, the drones slipped through gaps in the base's layered air defense network. The first wave distracted perimeter sensors. The second wave struck with lethal precision. American sentries detected the threat, but by then, it was too late. Counter-drone systems activated, jamming signals, attempting to intercept. But the attackers had anticipated this. Some drones carried decoy transponders. Others flew in erratic patterns, overwhelming automated defenses. In less than 8 minutes, the strike was over. The perpetrators vanished into the night, and the base was left assessing the damage. Now, the information war begins. U.S. Central Command releases a brief statement: limited damage. No critical systems compromised. Force protection measures held. They emphasize resilience. Control. But sources on the ground paint a different picture. Smoke visible for miles. Emergency evacuations. Whispers of classified equipment destroyed. Meanwhile, Iranian-backed militias claim responsibility through encrypted channels. They boast of a devastating blow to the occupation forces. They release grainy footage of explosions, though verification is impossible. Both sides are spinning the story, one to project strength, the other to rally support. In modern conflict, perception is as powerful as firepower, and right now, both narratives are weaponized. Within hours, the world responded. Tehran issued a veiled warning: any aggression will be met with decisive resistance. Washington summoned emergency briefings at the White House Situation Room. European allies expressed concern. Oil markets jittered. Brent crude spiked 3% in pre-market trading. Regional governments scrambled to position themselves. Jordan tightened border security. Saudi Arabia placed its air defense forces on heightened alert. Analysts warn this could trigger a cascade: retaliatory strikes, proxy escalations, miscalculations that spiral beyond control. One drone strike, and suddenly, every capital in the region is holding its breath. So what comes next? 3 scenarios dominate war rooms right now. First, calibrated retaliation. The U.S. launches precision strikes against known militia positions in eastern Syria, sending a message without triggering all-out war. Second, escalation. Iran perceives weakness. Proxies increase attacks. The U.S. responds with greater force. A cycle of violence accelerates. Third, diplomacy behind closed doors. Back-channel negotiations. De-escalation deals. Quiet agreements to step back from the brink. But here's the danger. In the fog of crisis, misreading an opponent's intent can be catastrophic. One mistaken assumption, one misfired missile, and the threshold of war crosses itself. This strike doesn't exist in isolation. It's a move in a much larger chess game. For years, Iran has pursued a strategy of forward defense, using proxy networks to pressure U.S. forces without direct confrontation. The U.S. counters with deterrence, sanctions, and regional alliances. But the balance is fragile. Russia watches closely, seeking to exploit American distraction. China monitors energy routes, calculating economic opportunities, and local populations caught between foreign powers pay the highest price. Every drone, every missile, every statement is a thread in a tangled web of ambition, fear, and survival. Pull one thread to heart and the entire structure could unravel. In the end, this moment reveals an uncomfortable truth. Global stability isn't built on treaties or institutions alone. It's held together by thin margins of restraint, by the calculated decisions of leaders in darkened rooms, by the fragile assumption that everyone understands the rules. But what happens when the rules change? When new weapons, new tactics, new ambitions collide in the shadows? The desert sky over Iraq just flashed with a warning, not just of violence but of uncertainty, of a world where power shifts not with declarations, but with silent drones in the night. And as the smoke clears, one question echoes louder than the explosions. Are we watching a contained incident, or the first chapter of a new global conflict? The answer may determine not just the fate of a base, but the future of peace itself.